understand that, you know, basically your time is up. And even if you're in a situation where you cannot disconnect from somebody because you have to live with them, work with them, they're in your family, maybe you've been longtime friends. Some people you can completely cut off and some people you cannot. Okay? But the thing that I have encountered the most is passive-aggressive narcissists. Those are the ones. Now, what's amazing to me is passive-aggressive people, they have the victim mentality mindset because, you know, they know that you are the only someone who can see what they are doing because they're passive-aggressive. And most of the times, these people are very quiet, but they're very, very sneaky. And the only somebody who knows what they are doing is the target. You are the target. Okay? So we have to stand our ground. And sometimes standing our ground with these people, it hurts us. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it really do hurt us. And because we're good people, one of the things I found out is passive-aggressive narcissists have a way that they deal with each other. If it's two passive-aggressive narcissists in the room, they are definitely going to be trying to knock each other down, but not as much as they're trying to knock down that empath or that introvert. You are the one who they are going to spend the most of their time trying to bring down because you threaten everything about them. What are you threatening about them? Their false perception of themselves. They live a lie every day. Not at home with themselves in the mirror. At home in the mirror with themselves, they know they are a hot mess. But they refuse to accept that. They know that they are jealous-hearted. They refuse to deal with it. They know that how they treat people, manipulate people, try to target people, try to, you know, make people look bad. They know that all this stuff is wrong. They know that they are the problem. Trust me, these people know they are the problem, but they don't want you to know they are the problem. They want you to feel like you are the problem and there is something that is wrong with you. But I don't think so. You're not the problem. You may be a target, but you're not their victim either. And the best thing that we can do as empaths and introverts is not fall prey to the victim mentality that they want us to fall prey to. They want us to be sad, crying, miserable. They want us to be, you know, isolated by ourselves. They want us to feel defeated. They want us to throw in the towel. And if you're a Christian, you know that this is the enemy using people because we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities and rulers and weakness in high and spiritual places, in heavenly places. So we do know that we are up against an enemy. And whatever you believe in, you do know that there is an enemy. That enemy comes to attack you because of your strong beliefs. You know, they call you opinionated, but no, you're just a justifiable person, not a judgmental person. There's two different ways to look at that. If you're a person who, especially if you're an empath, if you are an empath, you know, number one, I mean, it's like God himself. You can just see things. You don't even ask to see it. You don't be trying to see it. You're not looking for it. You know what I'm saying? But you see it. You see it and you're like, what in the name of God is going on? Is it me or is it them? You know, and so oftentimes we're beating ourselves up because we're like, oh God, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. I'm trying to ignore that. I'm trying to ignore that. But it's there. What you see is real. It's true. You know? But at the same time, just for me, what I have experienced in my life, it depends on too where you're at. What is your destination? What it is that you are, where are you going? What's the establishment? You know, who's in charge? Oftentimes, those are key pointers to how dealing with passive-aggressive people play out. You know, so say for example, I put it like this: if you are a two-parent home and you have a child who is very manipulative, and that child always wants to have his way, well, that child has to figure out who is the weakest and who is the strongest. And so us being parents, sometimes we're so gullible, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using different things as examples. And then sometimes what will happen is that child, if that child knows that, okay, mom is the weak one, dad is the strong one, or vice versa, and that child is going to automatically start nitpicking and doing things or trying to pin those parents against one another. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to do whatever they can to get one of those parents to pick their side. That way now I am working on creating my team. I mean, it happens, you know, and so we as parents, we have to not pick sides, even though, especially in front of our children, even if we know that they are right, and the other parent is in disagreement or something like that, we need to take that behind closed doors and discuss that problem or whatever that issue may be, and then bring it back to that child. Be it that child is a minor, teenager, a young adult, doesn't matter. A grown adult, doesn't matter. We have to let our kids know that we're not going to turn against each other to please you. I'll say that again. Parents, do not turn against each other to please the children. Why? Because this is what you have failed to realize as a parent. Your children are going to grow up. Your children are going to grow up, and they're going to have to make decisions for themselves. And trust me, they're going to make so many decisions that you disapprove of, and it won't matter to them simply because they're adults now. They do what they want to do. It's like you are the enemy now because you spend most of your time trying to talk to them, collaborate with them, give them wisdom. They like, no, they knocking your hand. No, I don't need you. So, you know, we have to, as parents, we have to, you know, be sensitive to our partners and to our mate so that we don't fall out, you know, but we keep that balance in that relationship, you know. So moving on, same thing with children that's living in two opposite homes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the dad have the children, the mom have the children. Still the same exact thing has to apply, because one of the things that I found out, and I do have the experience to speak on what I'm speaking on, is that, you know, the kids play good parent, bad parent. This is for families who are remarried and, you know, mom moved on, dad moved on, something like that. And the child is stuck in the phase of the divorce and separation. But the parents both have moved on. So to get what they want, you know, they will pin the parents against each other. Same thing, same situation, same scenario, you know. So as the parents, you have to not allow the children to guilt trip you, because they will, you know. That's what they're supposed to do, you know. And it is up to us to take a stand and have balance in that area, and even teach them the way if they can hear and listen. But if they don't hear and listen, then you just got to move on. But you don't allow it to come between what you have going on in your life, especially if what you have going on in your life is a positive thing for you, your partner, your husband, your wife, your spouse, whatever. All right? So moving on, let's go on. A lot of people in abusive relationships. I used to be in one. I'm in a great marriage now, but I used to be in a very toxic, you know, narcissistic relationship. I was married to a narcissist for 16 years. And that situation, when you are involved with a narcissist intimately in your life, it brings the very worst out of you. Nothing good comes out of it. I mean, you may have 1 or 2 good days out of the month, but guaranteed, if you had those good days, you planned them. I say it again. If you had those good days, you planned them. If you had a good month, you planned it. You know, so we have to really get to a place where we understand who we are and do that self-care and that self-love. You know, and to see people for who they are. Once I started training myself to do that, Stop making excuses for people. Stop turning a blind eye to people. Stop, you know what I'm saying, pretending like what people are doing to us is not happening, because it is happening. And I strongly believe that's why a lot of people, it doesn't matter what the religion or your faith is. That's why a lot of people who are empaths and introverts go through so much self-sabotaging. You know, so much of procrastination, so much of you wondering why you feeling crazy. It's because of all these different people that's around you that wants to see you fail. Yes, they want to see you fail. And since you are not failing, they're upset about it. They want you to fall. They don't want you to stay up. They don't want you to keep learning. They don't want you to keep growing. They want you to be in a place where you are failing and failing before them. But most of the time, we as empaths and introverts, we get up. We might fall, and we may fall and before them or in front of them, but we always get back up and land on our feet. That's one thing I know about empaths and introverts. We gonna come back. We coming back stronger, better, and brighter. Ha ha! Oh yeah, we are going to come back. So you know, we just have to continue to do our self-care and our self-love, because one thing I found out is that we will never, ever get away from these people. I cannot tell you how many times I've been in this situation. And I've learned that you cannot run away from them. You can't hide from them. They're going to be there wherever you go. Because these people, all they do is sit around and figure out ways to hurt people. They are so miserable. And they can, I know people who have everything. Literally all the money they need, got the nice house, nice cars, swagged out better than me, and they are still miserable. And then you will come through with your little happy self, so content with what God blessed you to have, and they're upset about that because, you know, they have all that, but they don't have inner happiness. I mean, that comes from within. You know, a lot of times people, it could be their upbringing, what happened to them in the past, you know what I'm saying, things like that. But at the same time, I feel like when we get a certain age in our life, we have to learn how to be accountable for everything. That's even for me, you know. We have to be accountable for everything. We have to be accountable for our insecurities. We have to be accountable and take responsibility, you know, man up, woman up, for our bad choices, our bad decisions that we make, even in relationships. We have to own it. That is the only way we're going to grow up from it. We have to own it. And so a lot of times, you know, I'll hear people saying, but you don't know what he's going through or she's going through at home. Yes, I do, because I'm going through hell myself. But I'm not taking it out on you. I'll say that again. I do understand what they're going through, because I'm going through hell myself, but I'm not taking it out on you or them. I'll put it like that. So, you know, make sure that you take care of yourself. You have to. You know, whatever you got to do to take care of yourself, you do that. And that's how you're going to remain who you are. Don't allow them to dictate who you are. Do not allow people to put their labels on you. You know what I'm saying? You do not want people to put their labels on you. You start wearing the labels that people put on you because they don't understand you. I said to somebody a few times in my life, I have said this a couple of times to people in my life, and I can tell the moment I say that, they have an issue with it. Because when you say to a person, my personal life is very private, they feel like you have something to hide, but you don't. You have a great life, and you just don't want intruders in it. And a lot of people they don't like that. They need to see what is going on in your life. You know what I'm saying? Even just to be nosy, just to see, or to compete. That's another reason why people want to be in. They want to be able to compete and say, okay, you got that, let me go get something better. Let me go get something bigger. I have this, or she has it, or they bring other people up in your face. This person has this, that person has that. And it's just not the way to go. You know? So, I'm not going to say that you're going to be able to get rid of toxic people forever. I'm not going to sit here and tell you a lot like, okay, the next job you get, you're not going to have to deal with narcissists. You're not going to have to deal with bullies. You're not going to have to deal with insecure coworkers. You're going to have to deal with it. You know, but what you do is you have as less time verbal communications with these people as possible. limit it to almost nothing. I mean, just straight gray rocking. Hello, goodbye. They ask you to do something and you can help, or be a team player, but talk as less as possible, because these people use everything for ammunition against you. It doesn't matter. They even use your silence as ammunition. You know, I remember somebody coming to me saying, you know, you need to smile more, you need to talk more when you're walking down the hall, smile. And what this person did not understand was this. See, the people they wanted me to do this with were the people who did so much abuse, caused so much abuse till I had got immune to it. And not only had I got immune to it, I went back, I regrouped, I did my self-care, my self-love, my self-help. I took care of me. And when I got done taking care of me, I was done with them. Yep, I'll work there, but you won't have a word coming out of me outside of anything to do with the job. Period. You know, and you might get a hello or goodbye. It just depends on what kind of person you are and how you have treated me in the past. So if you get cut off, that's on you. That's really how I feel about it. You know, and so people that's coming from the outside looking in, the narcissists, you know, like I said earlier, they are very passive aggressive. No one will see what they do but you. I need to say that again. I said narcissists are very passive aggressive. No one will see what they do but you, the person who they have targeted. You will see everything. And you have to get to the point where you don't even care about what you see. Like, knock yourself out. You little kid. You act like a little kid. Go ahead, knock yourself out. You act like a 3-year-old that cannot have your way. You want to have a fight on the playground, and I'm not fighting with you because I'm too grown and too mature for that. You'll go head on and you have that fight alone. Okay? But oftentimes, you know, passive-aggressive narcissists, they throw those rocks and they hide their hands. And they are so good at it. I'm going to tell you another thing that you do not need to worry about doing. One of the things that you need to stop doing if you're doing this. Don't report everything they do. Just let it go. You know, they looking for a rise out of you. Not only are they passive-aggressive, they love to gaslight. So they are always looking for a rise out of you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they may be having little spit-spats with other passive-aggressive narcissists, but not how they're trying to have one with you. They need you to act a fool because that is going to feed their narcissistic ego. It is going to feed them, whether it be something good or bad, it will feed them. It will feed them because they got a rise out of you. Big or small, doesn't matter as long as it happens. This is what I'm telling you. So, you know, you have to learn how to live with them because you definitely cannot live without them. They're everywhere. You can't get away from them. That's all I'm saying. Live your life for you. Be true to you. Be true to your self-image. And do not allow these people to put a label on you and you wear it. Whatever you do, do not wear labels. Do not wear labels. These people are going to always try to put a label on you. Well, she's not approachable. He's not approachable. They're never smiling. They don't talk to us. You know, they go to lunch by themselves. They don't have anything to say. I have a lot to say, just not to you. Narcissist. I have a lot to share, just not with you, passive-aggressive narcissist. I have a lot of love to give and to spread, just not to you, passive-aggressive narcissist. Not to you. I'm not giving it to you. You don't deserve my time. You don't deserve my conversation. It's too good for you. You do not deserve my love. It's too good for you. I'm going to love you from a distance, and that's fine. But what I'm not going to do is let you tear me down and put a label on me that's not true. It's not going to stick with me. So we have to get in a place where we love ourselves enough to know that whatever they are saying about you, that's who they really are. Basically, they are mad, angry, and upset because they cannot get a rise out of you. They are mad, angry, and upset because you refuse to bow down to their false perception of themselves. They want to be, especially in your presence, they want you to see them as God, and they're not God. They want you to see them as moi. It's me. You look at me. You do what I tell you to do. No. I actually had to say this to a person a few weeks ago. You will not get any respect from me unless you give it. Respect, it has been taught for years, centuries to come. Past and to come. It is not given. It is earned. So that's what we have to do. We have to make sure we teach people how to treat us. And I say this all the time. People treat you how you let them. Just try it. I'm sorry that I'm not all the way focused in on the video. It's because I'm driving. People are really crazy out here on this road sometimes. So I'm watching, trying to stay safe. And at the same time talk to you. But remember that. Please remember that. Love yourself. Be good to yourself. Stay true to yourself. And remember, it is not you. It's them. You won't bow down to them. You will not confirm them. That's another. Oh, this might have to be another video. Because I forgot to mention it. Passive-aggressive, narcissistic people, they want you to affirm that fake ego. They want you to affirm their fake identity. Truthfully, you are it. You are it. You possess all the good qualities that they pretend to have. You've done all the real hard work that they pretend to do. You've accomplished and mastered things that they are pretending to have accomplished and mastered. These people want you to feel like you are a problem. You're not a problem. I can't say that enough to you. You're not a problem. They are the problem, not you. Remember that. Love yourself and shun away and talk less as possible to narcissists as you can. Anywhere. Alright? Remember, you're dealing with somebody who is undercover your enemy. They will always be your enemy, no matter how they try to cover it up. Pastor Sandra out.